Well, I'm hoping everyone can hear me. This is new for me. Trying something a little different. You get to see my messy craft room in the back as I've got to get rid of this desk and put my shelves over there and everything else. So, welcome. I'm going to get started here in about 15 minutes. Like I said, this is new. Thought I'd like my subscribers see my face. I am Alice Seraphin, and this is my YouTube channel, Allie's Wonderland Creations. I'm kind of like wondering where to look here, so give me a minute. So what do I got planned? Well, I have quite a bit. I have 3 projects for this live using, hold on, I'm going to hold it up for y'all, the beautiful Country Bouquet from Stamping Up. These are simple stamping projects, and let me show you. This is one. I may need to, let me hit this light off. Let's see. Much better. Okay, I know my overhead light. I decided I'm going to try something new, and I'm going to make some postcards. So this is one. This is a little crooked, but this is my sample. This is my second postcard. And then I made a simple card using these stamps, and I use just about every stamp in here. I have had a too good of a time making cards with this set. So I'm going to set my keyboard away. And let's see. Like I said, we have about 15 minutes. I was a little early. You don't need any dimensionals for this. You need some thick basic white. I've got all of my stamps mounted. The colors I'm going to be using are Real Red and Old Olive for my colors, and Black Memento ink. Ta-da! So let's see. What can I share with you while we're just sitting and chatting? Would you like to see my Harry Potter collection? Yes, I am a Harry Potter fan by my necklace. That says after all this time always. So let's see if I can pan this around and give you a little peek. Let's see, maybe. Gotta go up if it can. You can see all my Harry Potter goodies up on the shelf. My wands, all of my stuff back down to me. Let's see, I've got stuff in here that's got to go in the shed still, but it's wet and rainy, and I just don't want to deal with the shed. So let's see. I put out an invitation for anyone who was interested in doing a year-long scrapbooking adventure with me using our basic black album. This is the gorgeous album, and I'm just going to hold this up so I don't turn the camera. So you can see the different pages in there that I put some purple cardstock in. And I do mean just plain purple. It's not Stamping Up cardstock, just to show you. So what this class will entail is it will be held on the last Sunday of every month, except for the month of December of 2023. It will, leave it post at, the videos will start at 11. They probably, if I can get this live streaming thing down, I would like to do this as a live class. Now, I also put out that if you would like to purchase the 3 products that we're going to use in every single class, that will be, let's see, I'm looking for my whiteboard. Well, you need the basic black album, you need the variety pages, at least 1 package, and you need the new alphabet a la mode dies from Stamping Up, which is in the new mini catalog. And I can get my book here if I don't drop everything on top of everything I have. So this is the new mini catalog. Gorgeous stuff in here. All of my first, I put in already 3 orders, but my first order for myself starting after the new year, I ordered when everybody else in the world can order, and that was on January 5th. I ordered all the bundles with punches that I wanted. That was my main focus. And then I've done a few other little little orders. So I'm looking for those alphabet dies. Though I have them, I can wheel my chair over there. If you guys, I don't see them. I know they're with the world map. There they are. I absolutely love the size of these. Look at those. Love these. I just had to get those. I mean, just wait till you see them. So let's see. Are they not? There they are. I haven't even had a chance. Here's my variety pages. A second set because I want to do samples. And the alphabet a la mode. So let's open these up so you guys can get a look. I know nobody's out there right now catching this live, but this really is a test for me just to see if I can get things situated. That white table you see behind me, that is usually where I do my die cutting. And what I'd like to do is when I move my aunt's large desk out, is to have that white table be like my sewing table for when I need to sew things. I'm not a quilter or anything like that, y'all. Just, all right, wait till you see these dies. I'm going to get a ruler. Let me hold this up here so you can really get a look at how large they are. Absolutely fabulous. And I love that they gave you doubles, like of the A, the I, some of those vowels you have doubles of. I plan on one day just sitting here and doing a whole bunch in black and white, and I'm not sure about red, but I want some basic neutral colors of those alphabet dies. So what else can I show you? Oh, I can show you. I'm going to try this live thingy again one more time. And I have my projects already figured out. Let me grab them. Hear me wheeling around in here. So this is one of them. Now this I'm going to do maybe later on this week because I want to show. Let me see if I can bring this down a little farther. Okay. This is demonstrating what you can use from the clearance rack. Now, this black and white gingham is still in the catalog. This is all just stamped. There's no dimension on here whatsoever, except for underneath this. This is retired DSP that is available as of today. It's called Sweet Talk. Okay, great value. $12. It's down to $4.60. I could not pass that up. So I have to do a few projects with those, and I have everything already prepared. So my next live will be these two cards. Basic cutting, it's going to show you how you can change up from this card to this one using the same material. I changed a few colors, but I used the same design. And anyways, I think they came out absolutely gorgeous. I love them. And if you are interested in ordering the Basic Black Album, the Alphabet a la mode dies, and the variety pages from me, when you do so in the month of January, you need to use the host code. Let me bring up my whiteboard. I've done this before. Okay. HR9W7T3V. That host code allows me to, after the host code is ended, I'll be able to purchase the, sorry if that's bugging me, I'll be able to purchase the cardstock products to send out. I want to send out a 6-month supply, have them pre-cut and ready, so when the class airs, you, my viewers out there, will have the product to stamp and craft along with me. I will be using for that class paper pumpkins. I love my paper pumpkins. You know I like to do different things, and I know I'll be using them all throughout the year in that adventure in scrapbooking. So without further ado, I'm going to get on with this. Oh, I was going to tell you all the days of the classes being aired. The first class is going to air, they're all going to air at 11 a.m. on the last Sunday of the month, except for the month of December of 2023. And the last in December, that video will air, or class will air on December 17th. So just to let you all know that. So let's get started with this project. And I'm going to put my book up here. So I'm going to turn my camera. Like I said, this is really a practice going live for me. So be patient with me when you watch this video. I want to figure out how to do the camera in camera or flipping my camera. So you can't figure out how to do it unless you practice. And this is my practice run. So right now I'm going to try to turn my camera down. See how it went at an angle? Not good. I need to find the little knobby here and tighten her up. Sorry about my hand being in there. That may not work as well as I want it to. Let's see. Okay, will that be upside down when I do my project? Let's see. If I'm looking on camera, to me that looks upside down. So I need to figure out, and you can see my thinking fingers on how to turn my camera. So bear with me, y'all. I want to turn the camera. I'm going to give it all the way down and turn it this way. And hopefully then it will be righted. So let's see. Going to have to really work on that. Now you are going to see the project, or at least I see it in camera as I want it to be seen. So let's get this a little more swivel on here. Oops. Not wanting to swivel at all. All right. Go that way. Okay. Not where I want it. The ball is stuck. Yeah, this is why I'm practicing. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to put my finger over the camera and work on getting the ball unstuck. Oh, now let's see. There. Okay. Now it's ready to go. Ah, yes. Might have to figure out some more lighting because I'm seeing that I'm getting shadows in from behind me from my light. So we're going to work with this for today, but I'm going to, let me see if I can adjust my light so I'm not getting those shadows. Let's see. Now that I'm blinded myself, not sure. Not sure yet. Okay, well, let's get started. So like I said, we are doing postcards. Let me show you. This is the card we're going to make, but we are really concentrating on making postcards. So there's one, there's two, and I like how I did with this set, y'all. I just cannot tell you how much I have played with this. So for this project, let's start. We're going to start with our basic card. So if you're not into postcards, I have a piece of basic white, and this is the inside. Like I said, I played with this set, no doubt about it. So the first thing I had to start with, and I've mounted so many of my stamps, they're all over the place here, is I just wanted to say it's going to go there. So I'm laying them out is how I started this. And I love you. And then inside it's going to say the Happy Valentine's Day. So that's basically how I figured out where I was going to go with what. So I know I wanted this large heart on there. So do you see how I'm setting that up? Okay, I might want to turn my overhead light on. I don't like those shadows. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, that frequency. Okay, we are going to have to work with this. I'm going to try to hold myself back. So this one, let me show you what they look like on the stamp pad as I get a little frustrated with my lighting. Okay, you see this heart here? let me see, this heart here. This is the greenery of the heart. Right here, we're going to start with that. And we're going to start with Old Olive. So it's a large stamp. You can either bring it to the pad like that. And this is an old one, so I'm pushing and giving it a little twist. The newer pads, you do not want to do that. Okay, so I know that my heart is going to go right here. So we're just going to go for it. And it does come out gorgeous. I'm telling you, I just love playing with this. There we go. There's our first heart. Now I'm going to turn it a bit and give myself another heart up there. Let me put those over. Won't be using any glue. No adhesive is necessary for these cards, for this card, because we're just stamping. We're making our whole card just of stamping. So there's another one. One more down here. I'm going to turn it that way, this way, maybe this way. Oh, I did it here. More straight. That's how I did that. I was looking at my card. All right, so that is my Old Olive. We're not done with that. I'm just going to set that aside for the moment. Now, this is one of the newer, not the newest pads, because this is still the old style of casing, but it's the same foam pad. Oh, the sunny day went away and it's starting to rain. Not good. So I have my other part of the stamp. This is a two-step stamping image, and it's the flowers and the hearts. You're going to see it. Now, they have these little open gaps. That's where these line up in. So you just look through your stamp. I'm trying to get it where it is. It looks right there. And it's so forgiving. So forgiving. Yes, it is pouring, and it was gorgeous. We were out working in the yard today. Not anymore. So, and I will tell you from experience this past week with stamping, do not over ink these foam pads like you could with the old cloth pads that Stampin' Up had. Not a good idea. I had to soak up quite a bit of ink. I'm going to move this here because I don't want any of the red ink that is stamped off getting on my card. So let's see. That looks, oh, I can see that it's a little off now, but that's okay. Look how forgiving that is. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Woo, love it. So next, I'm going to flip this over and let that ink dry on that side. We are going to go back to our, well, let's get our sentiments in there. I was going to go right away to stamping more, but we are going to get our first sentiment, saying whatever you'd like to call it. We are going to place it right here, kind of towards the top of our center heart. Just wanted to say, and then I'm coming in with the I love you, and that's coming down here. Ta-da! I love that, and it's so good. The inside we will do last. Let's get this front done. So this is going to be a little different placement. So we're going to start with this heart, which is the double heart, and there's a nice gap in here right across it. So like I didn't even ink that up because I don't want that heart on here. I want that like so. Now I'm going to give this a quick clean. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to ink up the other heart, and I'm going to stick it right there. So this will be just a little bit different design, and I'm wondering if I want to put, yes, I do. I want to put part of this heart, make sure I ink up the stamp all the way up here, just because I can. Excellent. Okay, that one is all done. Now we're going to go on to our greenery. Move that aside. And I mounted the 2 greenery pieces here on one block, just one on the left side, one on the right side on the top. We're going to start with the bigger branch. And this, I am simply going to, actually, we're going to start right here. So stamp once and then stamp 2 more times. Now I'm going to repeat that up here at the top. And then I'm going to do it on each of the sides. But I'm going to do it here and up here. So just a little opposite, okay? 1. And then I'm going to bring this really in here like so. There we go. Now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do this side. I'm just filling in some gaps, getting a little bit more fuller of an image on our paper. I'm trying not to get my shadow in there, but I do forget. So there's that one. And this one now is going to come here, but just a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. I'm really happy with that. I'm going to leave that for the moment and move back to our real red. And we have, nope, I didn't use those. I used the outline. We're going to use these little 3 flowers and fill in some of this white space. Each time you do this, it will be, it seems like a little different. I'm just going to get a little bit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just want another hint of it right there. So next we have these, the little line. Let me see. You can see those. It's the outline of, where's my other little ones? This solid hearts. And I don't want the solids. I want that white open space in here. So I'm going to come in here and add a couple of hearts, and I'm going to go right down here. And that is the front of the card. It's that simple. There's no need to go any farther. It's beautiful. I just love it. So the inside, however, let me show you what I did do. I did a bit too much. So I was trying to think of what I'm going to add just a little bit of that heart down here, and then I'm going to put this in it. So first of all, we're going to stamp in Black Memento our Happy Valentine's Day. Let's bring back the memento ink. And if you're out there watching, please, oh, Gloria, sorry, I didn't even notice you were watching. So let me say hello. Let me see if I can. Well, I'm not going to, like, I don't need to text, but hi, Gloria, and thank you so much for coming on. That made my day that actually somebody is out there. I was saying earlier, I don't know if you missed it, but this is an experiment for me, trying to see if I can do this. I realize now the shadows that you're seeing, I'm going to have to do some changing with some lighting there to make this better. But for today, this is what we're going to do. So I'm stamping that greenery. Like I said, we're just going to do a hint of it down here, like so, and bring back the real red flowery hearts and put that in its place. Ta-da! Okay, and I wanted to add just these little hearts in real red. I almost stamped them in green. I'm going to put them right there. So I'm going to show you again. This was my sample that I started with. I got a bit heavy-handed and carried away, and I like that much better. So that is the first project. That is my card. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to close up these ink pads. Well, I can just move them because we're going to be getting into them again. But we need to do some cutting. And let's see, I need to clean this little one off. But we need to do some cutting to make our postcards. So I went up on the postal website, and where is my sticky pad? I just had that. I moved it. It had the measurements for, I actually had that right here, and I got to lift up the keyboard. I moved it. Nope, there it is. It's under an ink pad. Okay. These are the measurements for the requirements for a postcard for the United States Postal Service. So the requirements was 3.5 by 5 inches and 0.007 inches thick. And then the other requirement for another postcard, you can see me, I talk with my hands, is 4.25 by 6 by 0.016 thickness. So, and then they mail for 44 cents. So I'm going to set that aside, and we are going to cut our cardstock. So I got this is half, cut at 4.25 right here, of thick Whisper White, because I liked the thickness because you know it's going to run through that machine. So you don't want it too flimsy, but you don't want any dimension on this. So our first postal card is going to get simply cut at 6. So it's 4.25 by 6. That's our first postcard. Our second one is going to be 3.5, and you can do this all with that quarter sheet. That can be used something for later, by 5. And it's already at 5, so all you have to do is cut that. So now we're ready to make our postcards. And let me bring this back in, flip it over, and we are going to start with the small one. And we're going to do the same thing we did with our card. Let me show you. We're going to start with our black. We're going to start with our sentiments. Just wanted to say Happy Valentine's Day. And I even added this little one from the stamp set. I love that we are friends. I thought that was really nice. So I'm going to bring that one here. Happy Valentine's Day, and just wanted to say, because you're basically putting everything that you want to say immediately on this postcard. So I'm going to start right about here. Just wanted to say, sorry about the shadows as I stamp. I'm definitely going to work on that. I'm going to put this one right here in the center. And then I love that we are friends. And you have it to write their name, sign your name, and this card has so much on it, you don't need a whole lot of anything else. So we are going to flip it over. And for where you should know, you could use For You with Love. So I'm doing with love up in the corner here where I would write your address, my address, and For You in the center, just so you know where to put their address. And of course the postal stamp would go there. So that's the beginning of our postcard. Let's get to decorating. So I cannot tell you how much I love playing with this. And I am not a Valentine's person. Okay, now I'm going to have to do a mailing of said postcards. So this has that gap I showed you before right here in the hearts. Since I got ink on me always. I am going to stamp this right like so in real red. So let me see if I can see this. It's absolutely beautiful there. It's like it was meant to go. Ta-da! Look at that. I love it. So this one, you'll see my sample. There's not a whole lot you can put on here, but we are going to recreate basically what we did on our card. Let me ink up this. I'm going to turn my heart like so I get more of it on my card. There we go. Bring in the real red. Try not to get my fingers and everything else in it. for the shadows on this. I just need to get a different lighting in the stamp room. So let's see, give that a second. Gorgeous. Now we're going to add those little solid hearts I didn't add before. I'm going to add those right here. And I'm going to add them this time right there. Now they do have this one that you can do the outline in basic in the Memento. Oops, still got a little ink on there. Don't want that. On this one, I kind of left it like so, but I'm thinking we can add, I didn't really care that I did that, but we're going to add that greenery. Let's do it. Not there. We're just going to add it in a few other places. So I'm going to bring this here and stamp it like so. I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to bring some right here. So you can see I've got a trio thing going. 1, 2, and 3. And that is this postcard, and it is finished. You could add a little bit of an element here if you wanted. Should we do that? Why not? Let's add these little flowers down here in this corner. So the front of our postcard has something on it. So front and back, and I think that is so cute. Next, we're going to work on our large postcard. And once again, we are starting with our black Memento. I'm going to open that up again. Remove these up there. Okay. So we're going to start out with our just wanted to say Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm going to start right about here. And then I'm going to bring my Happy Valentine's Day right here. And this one, I'm going to add that little I love you on it here at the end. Could have moved that over some more, but you see, just wanted to say Happy Valentine's Day and I love you. That is all for the black Memento at the moment. As my cards fall down here, I just want to cover that up so we don't get any ickies. So inking that up in the old olive, I am turning it. I've got the whole heart on this postcard now. The greenery of the big, large heart. We're going to come in with the real red. And I'm going to do my best not to get those shadows on here as I stamp. Ta-da! So, next we need that double heart. And you know, I'm going to stick it in the same place we did on the other one. Right there in between Valentine's and Day. To me, it just seems like that's where it should go. Okay. And next, we're going to move on to these little flowers. And we're going to add some here, up there. And I wanted one more. And no, we're going to do a little bit there, up here. And no, we want 5 of them on there. And now we're going to come to our my thinking fingers. I need that greenery to come into play. This is where we're going to fill in. So right here, I'm going to add, let's see, I'm going to do it this way. So it's coming like off of the flowers, like so. And then I'm going to bring it, no, we'll add the other one there. So sorry, you guys are I'm going to add some here. And some on this side, 2 and 3. We're just mimicking our greenery we have over there. Just 1, 2, and 3. Don't re-ink it. It gives it that variation in the color, which is so pretty. 1, 2, and 3. And up here at the top, we're going to come in 1, 2, and 3. And right down here, 1, 2, and 3. Next, we're going to come in with our little solid hearts, and this time we are going to outline these once we get them stamped where we want to. So I'm going to put the little hearts there. I'm going to add some there, down in this corner, over in this corner, and right in the center. Now I realize I didn't use this little image on our card, so now we're going to come in and do just a few little sprigs of the other greenery. And we're going to still do that 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move this up a bit. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm thinking I'm pretty good there. I like it. I'm not going to overload this anymore. So next, we are going to outline our hearts. So this large heart has an outline image, or you could just do a solid image of a heart if you didn't want the inside filled in. But we are going to outline this one in Memento. There you go. It just makes it stand out that little bit more. And now we're going to use these little hearts, just like so. Just adding a little bit more to our stamping project. And we are almost at the end. Ta-da! All done. And hopefully that wasn't too long. Gloria, thank you so much for coming in and saying hi. I appreciate that. And I'm going to show you our 3 projects. So there is our large postcard, which is 4 1/4 by 6. Our small postcard, which is 3 1/2 by 5. And then our full card that we made, which this one is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And that is my live project, first ever for me. And I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up and let me know. And thank you all for joining me. And I'm glad that that wasn't too overly long. But I really appreciate you supporting me in this venture of sharing what I love to do with you all. So I'm going to say goodbye for now and come back and visit me in my Wonderland. Bye-bye now.